Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you would take a minute to tie up the game against Cincinnati, and then what you expect to see is you're back at home for the first time in a while against Tulane on Saturday, please.
Well, we knew we were going in facing a really good team, and road games in this league are hard and tough. So it was a disappointing loss for us, but I felt like we did a lot of things right in the game. It was a shootout, and there were opportunities for us out there on all three sides of the ball. We missed some on all three sides of the ball too, and we'll rebound from that. We have a resilient bunch, and we talk about breaking our seasons down into quarters, and we've gone through 3 quarters and we entered the 4th, and it's almost like a boxing match for us. We got 3 rounds left, and this first round starts this weekend with Tulane. The last 2 were tough games, but we'll overcome it. Like I mentioned earlier, I like our leadership core. I keep mentioning that each week, but last night it was a tough one because the old guys have invested so much into the season, and the coaches as well. So last night, getting back on the field was great for all of us, and we moved on, and our eyes are forward, and that's what direction we want to be going. We're not looking back but we look back to learn, but our eyes are dead ahead and pointing forward. Again, we have our first round of this last quarter, 4th quarter against Tulane, and it'll be at home. We haven't been home in, I think, about a month, so it'd be good. It'd be not good, but great to get back in front of our home fans and our Pirate Nation family. But looking forward to the game and looking forward to approaching the week of preparation for Tulane.
Take questions for Coach McNeill, please. *1 on your telephone to join the queue. The operator will introduce you.
We'll go next to Dan Tortora of Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Hi, Coach. How you doing today?
Hey, Dan. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. Obviously, the team giving up a little over 26 points per game. This last game against Cincinnati allowed them to score 54. What was going on in your mind in kind of a game that's uncharacteristic of your team, and this being kind of a shootout with Cincinnati? What did you take away from your defense and really what you were giving them in that game?
Well, I felt the first half, after the first half, we of course had to make some adjustments, and we did. I think with the 4 takeaways, we had preached that, and we were able to get turnovers. I thought we accomplished that, and that was one of our goals going into the game. Also going into the game, we knew that Cincinnati had some, not just at the quarterback position with the kill, but had excellent wideouts, and we knew we'd have to play error-free, and because any mistake, but just like against our offense, it's the same thing. We knew we got guys that you have to play error-free too as well. I thought the resiliency by our defense, able to come up and with stops in the second half, and our third down defense versus Cincinnati was I thought was excellent. We got to limit our big plays, and not just long plays, but big plays in the game. But I thought we made some adjustments and settled down in the second half defensively. Overall, as a team, Dan, I like the fact that our kids will never quit. They never give up. They won't stop fighting, and the staff will not either. And you saw that, and we saw that in so early game this year. But in that game at Cincinnati, a lot of teams may not have come back after the half, been down, and then the first drive after the half with the score, but able to fight and hang in and gave us a chance to win, opportunity at the end, right to the end to win the football game.
And then as far as Shane Carden, who we've talked about before, I mean, he got it down to less than a touchdown deficit twice in the 4th quarter. You got your first lead by a point in the 4th quarter, and just what he's been able to do, not only passing but running it to get that 2-yard touchdown that ended up making it 46-45. Just his resiliency and the fact that he's really shown a lot of leadership this season. Just what you can say on that.
Man, I tell you, Dan, you've had a chance to watch him, and I've been fortunate to watch him since he was 19. Come in here, and you can see him growing. And I mentioned this a little earlier. He was a quarterback of our offense after the South Carolina game 3 years ago, and at the end of that season, by that spring, and he was the quarterback of our entire team. He leads from the front. He doesn't back down from challenges. He accepts the responsibility that comes with the face of our team. Like I talk to him, Dan, like I talk to you. Just he'll stop by and we talk just like he is, grown man to grown man, and that didn't surprise me, and how he worked, and he just he invests so much, and I know a lot of coaches could say that, but he invests so much into it. He takes it hard, but like all competitors do. But just like we all do, we know we have a chance, and we never give up till the fighting's done.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Dan. Thank you.
We'll go next to Sammy Batten of Fayetteville Observer.
Hey, Ruff. What do you recall hearing Justin Hardy's name for the first time, and how difficult, once you guys started pursuing him, because I guess he had already signed a letter of intent to Fayetteville State at that time. How difficult was that process to get through and get him to East Carolina?
Well, I'll tell you, we got in, and we didn't have much time when I got the job. You remember this, Sammy. Howard Lincoln and John getting the staff together, and Donnie Kirkpatrick, just three of us here at that time. And I didn't have much time here because once I got the job, I was on the road to see the guys that were committed to us and keeping those guys on board. And that's that class we have now, which Shane was added to that class as well. But Justin's coach brought a film up, and it was amazing because of how we think, and you know the process. And when I played, it was recruiting fullbacks to move them all over the field. And then there was a time when I was in Texas that you recruited a tailback because the tailback was the best player on the team, and you moved him around and put him all positions. And then at Texas Tech, we began the quarterback because of the passing offenses. The quarterbacks became athletic, just like our team. We have about 7 or 8 quarterbacks that are all over the field, Justin being one of them. So the coach brought him in and reminded us of Crabtree, Michael Crabtree, because he was at quarterback and he understood the game. He made plays. He had great vision. He was smart under the from running his ball team. And when we knew he had signed with Fayetteville State by that time, but it was I don't want to say it was a misprint or some paperwork that was not that didn't bind him, a non-binding commitment. So he walked on for a year, and the second the year was over and when we could put him on scholarship, he was on. And that fall, Sammy, you could tell it was amazing. Nate Summers, he brought it up how I mentioned to him that guy's going to be a good player, and I just had a chance and the blessing to coach Dwayne Harris, one of the best football players I've been around, and Justin was here watching how he handled himself. And it's amazing how similar Dwayne Harris and Justin carry themselves at practice. They go about their business. They don't say much. They don't talk much. They just work. And again, just like Dwayne already graduated, and it's so similar. So I'm glad we got him. He's a blessing. He leads from the front, different from the captain. Captain is a little vocal. He didn't talk much, but captain's vocal, whereas Justin's a little more quiet and reserved, but leads by his action, just like captain does. Shane.
Yeah. Did you know Kenny Phillips? Did you know Kenny? I know he's an East Carolina guy, but I mean, did you guys ever talk about how funny? What Justin might have been like at Fayetteville State?
Yeah, we did. And Kenny being a Pirate and known Kenny all his life, most of our lives. I'm the older one, Pirate, but I told him, I said, I call him and we talk, and we still talk today in text. But yeah, we do laugh, and he still gives me a little something about sneaking Justin away from them.
Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome.
We'll go next to Shannon Owens-Green of Orlando Sentinel.
Hey, Shannon.
Hey, Coach. How are you doing today?
How you doing, Shannon?
Hey. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. When at this point in the season, the kids are not going to be able to reach some of the goals that I'm sure that they wanted to reach. What is your message to your team when they're down 2 losses in the conference and some of their goals seem out of reach?
Well, you start 5 years ago when you talk about staying committed to the team, Shannon, and embracing your roles and making a team better, making a program better. You still talk about the focus and vision, and because of the older leadership core we have and our staff, I take it upon myself. One of the things that my mentor, Donnie Duncan, taught me was an Army term called a command influence, and the troops will go as you go. So my responsibility is starting with the coaches, let them know, hey, our eyes are forward. You plow a garden forward. You don't plow a garden backwards, and we're not looking back. You go that way if you do. So that's the first message. And then we have a lot left this season to accomplish. With 3 games ahead of us and a bowl game coming up, there's still a lot of things out there for us to accomplish. So you don't set your sights on 1 or 2 goals. We have a number of them as a team, and we reach for and shoot for. And you shoot for the moon, and you grab some stars on the way down. That's still pretty cool.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome, Shannon.
And do we have any other questions for Coach McNeill, please?
No further questions.
Coach, well, thank you for your time.
Thank y'all.